Seriously, some people don't know how lucky they are. If I had a friend like that, I'd drink the whole pot. The soup will get cold and lose all its nutrients. What a waste. That bitch is just putting on a show. She's just trying to feel superior, making a scene to put Serafina in her place. My mother-in-law looked ready to lunge at me, but Serafina smoothly stepped between us, shielding me. Then with a look of saintly concern, she produced a glass of freshly squeezed lemonade. Alara, it was my fault. I should have been more thoughtful, she said, her voice a soft, apologetic murmur. I brought this too. Maybe this will help. She pushed the glass toward me. My mother-in-law scoffed, then immediately softened her tone as she looked at Serafina. Oh no, honey, you can't give her that. You have a cold. The doctor said you need the vitamin C. You drink it. Serafina shook her head, her performance of self-sacrifice unwavering. Alara told me she's been craving sour things. This is perfect for her nausea. I'll be fine. If I didn't know the poison that lurked beneath her perfect facade, I might have been moved. I might have taken the glass. But looking at her now, all I felt was a tidal wave of hatred so powerful I wanted to tear her limb from limb. My first instinct was to throw the lemonade in the trash, to cut her out of my life completely and protect my baby. But as I turned, my eyes fell on the dog my husband was cradling, our pregnant golden retriever. Her belly was round and full. She was carrying at least 5 or 6 pups. I looked back at Serafina, who was watching me with an unnervingly intense, calculating gaze. A wild, venomous thought sparked in my mind. If the dog ate the food she made, would the puppies in its belly end up in hers? I decided to run an experiment. I pushed the lemonade back into Serafina's hand, forcing down my revulsion. I've been throwing up all morning. I don't think I can handle anything acidic right now. I gestured to the thermos. And it would be a shame to waste that soup after all your hard work. Just then, another pregnant woman who had just finished her appointment spotted us. Sarah? Is that really you? It's me, from college. We were good friends, remember? She gave Serafina an enthusiastic once-over. Did you make this soup yourself? Her eyes lit up. I still remember the food you used to bring from home back on campus. It was amazing. I haven't had your cooking in ages. Could I maybe have a taste? I sized the woman up. She was plain, with rough skin and a short, stout frame. I remembered Serafina mentioning a classmate who'd been a terrible student and dropped out. This was a gift from the heavens. Serafina's face cycled through shades of green and white. She instinctively tried to hide the bowl of soup behind her back. Oh, I can't. This is for Alara, she stammered. The woman just laughed, completely unfazed. What's the big deal? I just saw her refuse it. She didn't even take a sip. Let me have it. I don't mind leftovers. A nurse joined in, trying to smooth things over. Exactly. You worked so hard on it. Someone like Alara doesn't deserve it. Just give it to someone else. You don't need to be so nice to her. Serafina's fists clenched, her knuckles white. Her face grew paler. Just as the standoff reached its peak, her husband, Ethan, appeared at her side. Nobody's drinking that soup, he announced with an easy charm. I was rushing through the kitchen this morning and knocked over the salt shaker. The whole thing went right into the pot. I was in a hurry and forgot to tell Sarah. I'm sure it's inedibly salty by now. He scratched his head, a picture of sheepish apology. All right, no big deal about the soup. Tell you what, I'll treat everyone to lunch to make up for it. My apologies. And just like that, with a simple lie, Ethan diffused the entire situation. So, my theory was correct. The system worked on anyone who ate the food she prepared. They were deliberately screening for a mother who was intelligent and beautiful to bear their stolen child. It just so happened that next month, I was scheduled to volunteer at an upscale animal shelter. The director mentioned they had several pregnant dogs who were always ravenous, constantly scavenging for food, even in the middle of the night. I planned to spend a couple of days there. If I could bring all of Serafina's gifts with me, wouldn't that be perfect? I was about to ask her for some of her famous homemade pumpkin puree when she beat me to it. Alara, since the soup and lemonade won't work, I also brought you a jar of my pumpkin puree. It's packed with nutrients for expectant mothers. I smiled faintly, and she immediately pressed the beautifully packaged jar into my hands. Onlookers gasped in admiration. One of the nurses gave her a thumbs up. My God, you should be nominated for Best Friend of the Year.